to beat. He cuts back inside. He's going out for a touchdown. Yes, on the board. Got him. And that is a touchdown, Rowlett. Back, he's headed towards the end zone. Touchdown.
From Homer B. Johnson Stadium in Garland, Texas, a very pleasant good evening. We are ready for another season of GRS football, Garland ISD style. Hi again, everybody. I'm Scott Powell along with John Wellborn, and we are so glad you're with us tonight for this game between North Garland and Royce City. Just to catch you up on a couple of things. First of all, Steve Reeves, the longtime voice of play-by-play here on GRS TV, is going to take a year off to be more with his family on Friday nights and Thursday nights. Bobby George will continue to do color with me on Thursday nights. And John Wellborn is the new guy on the block who will join me for a lot of Friday nights. John, good to have you. He is the general manager of the Colwell Center.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to this season with you, Scott.
Well, it should be a lot of fun. We're going to see a lot of the district opening up with North Garland tonight. Should be an interesting race. Saxe, of course, the favorite. North Garland started with a loss last week, 40-27 to Greenville. Pretty competitive game. They actually led that 27-20 entering the fourth quarter. Got outscored 20-0 in the fourth quarter. Start the season 0-1. Royse City starts 1-0. They defeated a Garland ISD school, South Garland, by a score of 31-7. Defense really dominated the day there as they only gave up 6 first downs and 159 yards of total offense. So very impressive opener for Royce City. North Garland's going to try and pick up their first win tonight, and they're getting ready to kick it off here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. Doing the kicking is Carlos Videz. He'll put his foot into it about the 40-yard line. We got 3 return men waiting about the 10-yard line for Royce City. Here is the kick. North Garland in their dark black with red trim tonight. Royce City with the white tops and gold pants. And a pretty good return is cutting back against the grain out to the 30-yard line. They'll mark it at the 31. Is the return man. That is Dre Prox, who you will hear that name a lot tonight. Dre Prox with the kickoff return. First and 10 at the 31. Royce City will look this way offensively. Matthew Yelverton, big kid, 6'4", 215, a junior, will be the quarterback. They'll run a lot of running backs and receivers at you. The top running back, though, is Bryce Martinez, 186-pound sophomore. And here they come out for their first play from scrimmage. Again, Yelverton, he's easy to spot. Tall kid waiting in shotgun formation. First and 10 at the 31-yard line. Couple of backs. He'll give on a simple handoff to Martinez, and he runs into a wall of Raiders after a 1-yard gain at the 32.
Yeah, the Raiders snooped that play out and snuffed it right off the bat.
Martinez a week ago was the top rusher with 67 yards, 14 carries. That's almost 5 yards a carry for the Bulldogs back in week 1. As they rushed for 156 yards, struggled a little bit offensively. They had 242 total yards, but not a lot of mistakes. Only 1 turnover and 50 yards in penalties. Here's a bad snap. Going back and picking up is Yelverton. Now he just throws it away as the play was on bust from the get-go because of the snap. And he was lucky just to get that ball away and bring up a 3rd and 9. As you can see, not a good snap, John. Again, he was lucky to pick it up, evade the rush, and then just the new rule is if you're outside the box and you get it beyond the line of scrimmage, you can throw it into the stands, which he just did. 3rd and 9, Yelverton drops back. They're setting up the screen. It is complete, but for a short gain because of a nice open field tackle by Uzo Ibanama to stop that for a no gain at the 32-yard line and force a Royce City punt. The receiver on the screen was Peyton Petroff, but he had nowhere to go, the sophomore.
The Raiders snuffed that play out. they saw it coming and let it come to them.
It's a Royse City offense that very not a lot of risky plays passing the ball. Yelverton was 7 of 16, but for just 77 yards a week ago, they did not go downfield much, just 10 yards of completion. So it's very much a controlled offense. Here's a punt into North Garland territory. Gets a good roll. Extra 10 yards on the roll, and the Bulldogs will down it at the 30, and that's where North Garland will scrimmage first. And here's the way the Raiders will look offensively. Their quarterback, John Aguilera, 6-foot senior quarterback for the Raiders, had a pretty good week a week ago. 6 out of 15 for 112. That's 18 yards of completion. Also threw for a couple of touchdowns. So a good opener for Aguilera last week. And he'll come out in shotgun. Again, North Garland in those dark grayish black uniforms with red trim. A really nice look here in this season. Actually, week 2. It's our season opener as we took the first week off here on GRS TV. We're glad you're with us for another season of football. Aguilera may be changing the play as he walks up to the line, steps back in shotgun. He'll turn and hand it off. Pretty good hole. Big gainer Trey Taylor into the secondary across midfield. He's got a first down and plenty more to the 45 of Royce City. And that is a quick 25 yards for Trey Taylor. And here's the next play. It's going to be a short gain of 1 to the 44. Again, the handoff to Taylor, this time left side, and Royce City stacked it up at the line. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Raiders. Taylor, the leading rusher for the Raiders last week, 132 yards, 4.9 a carry, and had a touchdown to lead their 137-yard rushing attack against Greenville. Again, they had plenty of offense. They just couldn't stop Greenville, especially in the fourth quarter when they lost it 20-0. And off again, Taylor, big hole. He runs into a defender just short of the first down, but the hole was there between right guard and right tackle. Taylor was driven to the ground inside the 40. They're going to mark him back about the 39, so North Garland's going to need 4 yards here on third down. Kind of a long 3, a short 4 for the Raiders.
Taylor's running right down that right side between the guard and tackle and just hitting the hole.
Yeah, Taylor's got a lot of quickness. This time it didn't do him any good because he was hit in the backfield. Did get back to the line of scrimmage, but stopped short of the first down. Nice open field tackle there by Thatcher Davis, 190-pound linebacker for Royce City. So what do the Raiders do here on 4th and 4? I'm sure a field goal is out of the question. Let's see if they go for it or maybe try a pooch punt. So far, it looks like they're going to go for it here, John.
I think they are. I look for them maybe to go so they have a big wide receiver out here, Jones, that I think you might see.
And Jones is 6'5", by the way. He's slender, but he's 6'5". That's a pretty good target when you need 5 yards. First, we're going to have a timeout. Let's take our first break. We are scoreless, 8:17 left first quarter. North Garland on the move here on GRS TV. Scott Powell, John Wellborn back with you. This is our opening week of Garland ISD football here on GRS TV, and we're glad you're with us. We'll be here every week. We'll have one game each week in the non-district, and then once district starts, we'll have games every Thursday and Friday night. So be sure to tune in. North Garland with a big play here, 4th and 4 at the Royce City 39-yard line on their first possession of the game. Trying to keep a good drive alive here, but they'll need 4 yards. Handoff, Taylor breaks a tackle. He's got the first down all the way to the 31-yard line. Somebody hit him at the line of scrimmage, but Taylor with good balance able to pick up the first.
The offensive line for the Raiders right now up the middle is dominating Royse City early.
Gain of 8 for Trey Taylor. He's been the workhorse just like he was a week ago when he had 27 carries, 132 yards against Greenville. Another handoff Taylor, but this time he is stacked up as he ran right into the stomach of the defender Elijah Yelverton, and Yelverton waited for some help from his teammates, and they kept it to a 2-yard gain at the 29. If we get a penalty tonight, so far we haven't had one, but we will give you those officials' names. The referee is Ben Orr. Johnny Mumford is the umpire. Head linesman Carol Nelson. Kevin Smith, the line judge. Andrew Shea, the field judge. Carrick Hamilton, the side judge. And the back judge, William Majors. They're out of the Dallas Association. 2nd and 8, Raiders. Shotgun snap. Throw over the middle. Caught inside the 10. Breaks a tackle. Touchdown, North Garland. And the receiver looks like number 8 or number 9. Definitely hard to read that number. John, do you see an 8 or a 9?
I think that's number 9, Alex Garcia, who came up with the catch.
Garcia with his 2nd catch of the year. He also had a touchdown catch last week. He's got 2 receptions for 2 touchdowns on the season. That's a good way to start for any ball club in North Garland with the early lead here, 6-0. Little play action fake in the backfield. Aguilera stood up and found Garcia open down the middle, and he broke the tackle and scored the touchdown. Here comes the PAT from the kicker. It is up, and it is good. Carlos Videz. Let's take a timeout because we've got a timeout on the field. 7:04 opening quarter. North Garland goes the length of the field on their first possession. They lead Royse City 7-0 here on GRS TV. North Garland takes the early lead as they march it 70 yards in 7 plays, and the touchdown pass from Aguilera to Garcia. The extra point is good, and the Raiders with the early 7-0 lead, which has to feel good after losing their opener last week to Greenville. Here's the kickoff. Caught about the 10 and slipping down, and they're going to say he touched the knee down. So a break there for the Raiders. Royse City setting up the return, but it ends right where the ball was caught by Dre Prox at the 11-yard line.
The Raiders clearly have the momentum right now. And starting out Royse City in the hole here. Let's see what the Raiders can do.
Royse City had to punt the ball away after their first possession. So let's see what the Bulldogs have for you here on their second possession. Again, their quarterback, Matthew Yelverton. He's a big, tall kid, 6'4". Stands tall in the pocket. Right now he is in shotgun formation with 3 backs to his right lined up in front of each other. There's a spin move and nothing doing. This may go for a loss. Handoff right up the middle, as Martinez tried to spin out of a tackle and could not get loose. Several Raiders there for the stop. That was Bryce Martinez. They're going to make it a loss of 1 to the 10, 2nd and 11 Bulldogs. This time a split backfield. Yelverton will give on the right end run to Martinez, and he's just stacked up again after a 2-yard gain. Good pursuit there by the North Garland defensive line to string that out and stop him for the 2-yard gain.
Yes, the Bulldogs are telegraphing all the plays right now. The quarterback, although with size, seems like they're limiting the offense to him.
It's going to be a 3rd and long deep in their own territory. Let's see if Royce City will be pretty conservative here at their own 12-yard line. Not much breeze, by the way. The flags are pretty much still. There's a long pass down the near sideline, incomplete. There was contact, and here come the penalty markers. I think they're going to get North Garland for pass interference.
Ball just hung up there a little long, and the Raider defensive backfield just mistimed their jump. He was perfectly covered.
Good coverage, though, John. They seem to have good double coverage there on the intended receiver, but, yeah, they're going to have to mark it off 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. That'll give Royce City the first down.
Number 10, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And that's Ben Orr, your referee, who will give us all the details on the penalties tonight. The first penalty of the night, and for week 2, to go this long into a game without a penalty, we're halfway through the first quarter. That's always encouraging. Both of these teams played pretty much penalty-free football a week ago, and only 1 turnover for each team also, so they both played well in their opener. Give up the middle, big hole, breaks a tackle 40. This may go the distance to the 30 of North Garland. He is going to outrun the Raider defender for the touchdown for Royce City. Huge hole up the middle. One man had a shot at him, but he just easily sloughed that off, and Dre Prox goes the distance for Royce City. Look at that hole, John.
Huge. Royce City has a trick play up here set up for the extra point.
Yeah, the swinging gate. Let's see if they settle into a normal formation. But now they're going to run a play out of it. Yelverton dumps it over the middle to a wide open tight end for the 2-point conversion. That is Zion Leach. We do have a penalty marker down, and because of the strange formation, this might be some kind of illegal formation against Royce City. Also, you've got offsides possible against North Garland. Looks like an illegal receiver signal from the headline or the line judge over here on this side. John, something interesting that I've noticed: there are now 7 officials in high school football. There used to only be 5. They've had 7 at the college level, so they obviously have a new rule where you have to have 7 officials for the football games, and I think that's going to help the officiating on these high school games when you don't have instant replay.
Offense. 2 players went beyond the line of scrimmage when the ball was passed beyond the line of scrimmage. That's a 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
So let's see if they just go for the extra point now, 5 yards back. It would make it about a 23, 24-yard extra point. The play worked beautifully, but they had the illegal receivers over here on the left side. The tight end wide open in the middle, Zion Leach, but he's also a big target at 6'5", 190. Look for him tonight. They've got some big receivers. They are going to go for the PAT. They'll put the T down at the 15. And the kicker, Zane Mendoza, right-footed kicker. Good kick. And it will, nope, it's no good. A little bit to the left. Our angle is not perfect up here in the press box. It looked like a pretty good kick, but it did drift left, and a little bit of a wind now blowing in Royce City's face. That may have had something to do with that kick. So, Royce City with a touchdown drive, but North Garland holds a 7-6 lead. 5:30 left here in the first quarter on GRS TV. Back here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium, we may have an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Royce City.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the head coach on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty when we're going to do the kick.
Head coach David Petroff with an unsportsmanlike kickoff or penalty for the kickoff. So they're going to march this back to the 25-yard line. So North Garland will have a chance at a pretty good return, pretty good field position here, as their return men, their dual safeties, are going to move up. You can see Coach Petroff there on the sideline. He looks a lot calmer than he was a few minutes ago. The two return men are going to wait inside, just inside the 20-yard line, and Royse City will kick it from their 25. We'll see if they try and go deep with this or try and squib it and kind of interrupt a good return by North Garland. 7-6 Raiders. Royse City just scored a touchdown but missed the extra point from 25 yards after a penalty was marked off. Here is the kick. It's short. Be taken on the hop at the 30-yard line. Joseph Neal with a short return to the 37. Well, let's see where they finally put it down. But again, pretty good field position for North Garland after that 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty.
Yeah, we
mark
had
it
an
at the
error
32.
there.
Sorry, John, go ahead.
We had an error there by one of the up men who called for a fair catch that probably negated a pretty good gain of probably additional 10 yards that they had open on that side of the field.
And the funny thing is, John, it looked like it was the man about 5 yards further up the field, one of his blockers, who called it, and then it hit the ground between the two, and the return man picked it up. You don't see that very often. Usually the guy who calls the fair catch is the guy that's going to catch the ball. 1st and 10, North Garland, their own 32-yard line. Fresh off of a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball, they lead at 7-6. One back, and there's a handoff. Taylor around left end. Gets to the sideline, a first down, and a lot more all the way out to the 47-yard line. That's a 15-yard gain, and you really saw the Taylor quickness there to get it to the outside.
Very quick. I'm not so sure there should have been a flag. I think he was tackled way out of bounds. I'd like to see that on the replay.
Taylor the other way around the right end, and this time they string it out. The Bulldogs do, and drop Taylor for a loss. He couldn't even turn it up the sideline before he was cut down back at the 43-yard line, as we see the replay. Again, the quickness got him to the outside, but wow, good quickness also from the linebacker Joseph Neal, who tackled him from behind for the loss. 2nd and 14, North Garland at the 43. Aguilera, shotgun snap. This is going to be batted, but still caught. It's going to go for no gain, but they're lucky that wasn't picked off after it was batted by a defender. Making the catch eventually was Jaden Jones. I'll tell you, I've been given we got some different numbers than what we were given earlier in the week. I had Jones at number 8. He's wearing number 6 tonight.
What a great reaction by Jones to catch that pass.
The 3rd and long for North Garland, 3rd and 14. They need the 43 of Royse City. They're at their own 43. 4 minutes and counting here in the first quarter. North Garland leading at 7-6. Aguilera down the line. He'll keep it up over left tackle. He is pounded hard to the turf. Good open field tackle there by Jamie Cortez, one of the defensive linemen. 5'11", 260 pounds of Jamie Cortez. Actually, he got part of the tackle. The big hit was made by Zay Brown. Brown, 9 tackles a week ago, led Royse City in tackling. 4th down and 13. North Garland's going to have to punt it away. A little bit of a high snap, but pulling it down was Videz. Nice directional punt. This is going to go a long way. Let's see where they finally mark it out. The line judge, Kevin Smith, says the 15-yard line. Really nice directional punt there from North Garland's Carlos Videz. 3:21 first quarter. North Garland has a touchdown drive, and they got the extra point. Royse City with a touchdown drive. They missed the extra point, so North Garland with a 7-6 lead. Just a reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll have the North Garland Band and the Mamzells will perform for you. You can see it all right here at halftime, so stay with us. Yelverton in shotgun. Play action. He'll keep it through a pretty good hole up the middle. He is tripped up after he crossed the 20-yard line. But a gain of 8 to the 23. You You can see he faked the handoff to Martinez and then kept it. The defenders went for Martinez, and Yelverton with the 8-yard gain. Here's another handoff. This will be short of the first down. Again, it's Martinez, the workhorse here in the first quarter for Royse City. No gain, so North Garland forcing a 3rd and short. Third and about 1.5 yards. North Garland trying to force a punt here. Fake handoff Martinez. Yelverton with a late push. He's going to get the first down just barely across the 25. He was hit about the 25, but good extra effort got the first down.
He stretched all of that 6'4", 6'5" frame out to get that one.
Yeah, that's one time it helps to be tall. You've got a little more stretch in you, don't you, John?
That's
then there's
correct.
me about 5'10", getting shorter by the day. John Wellborn, Scott Powell, we're glad you're with us tonight. Here is a handoff. We've got a flag coming from way away from the play. This could be just about anything, but on the play, no gain on the handoff to Roderick Robertson as they try a new running back. Robertson with a couple of carries last week as they give Martinez a little bit of a rest here in the first quarter. Still no signal on what this penalty is. The play went for a -3. And let's see what Ben Orr has to tell us, the referee.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 88, offense. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 6, defense. Those penalties offset. It'll be 3rd down. Excuse me, 2nd down.
The reason they give both penalties, even though nothing happens off of them, one thing does happen is that if they get another one, then you've got suspension of a game or something. So that's why they tell you who was guilty on both sides, even though they don't move the football at all. 2nd down and 13 from the 23. Royse City with the football. Late first quarter, 1:45 and counting. Here's a roll and a quick flip out. It's caught by that big tight end, Zion Leach. And he'll be stopped at the 32. We've got another penalty marker. I kept saying we didn't have any penalties for the first half of the first quarter. Now we can't go a play without a penalty. Penalty markers on the far side, right at the line of scrimmage. So this could be a legal motion, maybe offsides against North Garland. They're talking it over with Yelverton, the quarterback, so this may go against the Raiders.
Offside.
It is offside.
Number 44, defense, lining up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
So Royse City will take the walk-off. It'll cost them 1 yard or 2, but they still will have the same down, 2nd down from their 28-yard line. 2nd down and 8 coming.
We have a good matchup going on the outside with Leach and Jones that's playing both ways for North Garland.
Royse City will have 3 receivers in this set, 2 to the left and the lone back to the right of Yelverton. And this will be a handoff, trying to bust it outside, but being hit in the backfield in all kinds of trouble, but still going is Robertson. And he gets a pretty good gain close to the first down. He'll be just short of that first down, but he busted a tackle in the backfield and able to get that 7 yards. And making that hit in the backfield but not hanging on was Cameron Barrett, as you see right there.
Hunter Green threw an excellent block that got him open on that play for Royse City.
Yeah, even though he was in trouble, the rest of that, the right side of that offensive line continued to block, and it ended up paying off in a nice pickup. It is 3rd and short, though. Need 1 yard for the first, and tackled for a loss is Robertson, not even near the first down marker.
That North Garland front is stout.
It looked like the tackle was made by Charles Houston, who comes off because it's 4th down and 1. So they gave him forward progress, but 1 yard short. And Royse City looks like they're going to punt it away, trailing 7-6 as we're under 30 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Pretty good defensive stand there by the Raiders. 2nd punt of the night coming for Zane Mendoza. North Garland's single safety all the way back at the North Garland 30-yard line. They're expecting a good punt. It's not a great one, but it's directional. It'll get a little bit of roll. That stops after a couple of yards of roll. And Royce City will down it at the North Garland 41-yard line, so not a very deep punt, and North Garland with good field position. 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. North Garland leading Royce City 7-6. Again, the Raiders lost their opener last week to Greenville. Royce City looking to go 2-0 after their victory over South Garland. It's two programs that have struggled in recent years. Joe Castillo of North Garland trying to rebuild this program. He's had a couple of good years since he came over, a couple of 3-4 win years, and trying to get over that 500 mark. There's some people feel like North Garland might just make the playoffs this year. Try and take down that 4th spot in the playoffs as we go along. We got a whistle on the snap, the shotgun snap to Aguilera, and North Garland,
the first timeout,
is going to take
North
a
Garland.
timeout.
30 seconds in length.
Why don't we keep it right here with just 2 seconds left in the first quarter. John, your thoughts so far?
Hey, so far, just with a play here, North Garland is right there. They still have the lead here. I like what they're doing defensively and offensively. I like to see them change it up a little bit on offense and maybe open up with the first down pass.
Please
break
reset the
up
game
the
clock.
Royce City. They appear to be sitting on them now.
0-4.
Now they're going to reset the clock at 4 seconds here instead of what it currently reads, which is 2 left in the first period. Again, a little bit of a breeze, but probably not much of a factor. This stadium, HBJ Stadium, very much a bowl, so you don't feel much wind as the field kind of sets down here. But whatever wind there is, it's maybe 10 miles an hour blowing from left to right out of the north. 1st and 10 Raiders. Aguilera play action, throws, caught for a first down into Royce City territory. Nice catch behind him. That was not a perfect throw. It took a couple of nice hands, and boy, did Jason Looper make a nice catch.
Excellent. I'm glad to see that. Now Royce City can't just sit on it right now. And now we should see Taylor really be able to bust it for North now at any moment.
We'll start the second quarter in a moment here on GRS TV. Well, we're through a quarter here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. North Garland now to a 7-6 lead over Royce City. North Garland with the football. They'll go right to left as we look on here in the second. 1st and 10 at the Royce City 46 after they just completed a 15-yard pass. Handoff Trey Taylor, who we haven't seen in a while, with a short gain right up the middle. And he was grabbed down low from the get-go by Elijah Yelverton, who's made a couple of plays. He's a big kid, 6'5", 200 pounds, the brother of the quarterback, Matthew Yelverton. Going both ways is Elijah, as he's a starting wide receiver. 2nd and 8 at the 44. Taylor wants to bust it outside. He's got some running room, but he cannot face it up the sideline because he's run out right at the sideline on good pursuit by Walter Porter. 3rd down coming for the Raiders.
Oh, Scott, he had a misread there on the play. He should have hit the hole right there, and I think he had nothing but green in front of him.
Yeah, that's a good point. They had Porter pushed toward the sideline. If he had cut it up, probably would have had enough for the first down. Good point there. Now, North Garland's got to work for it, although this could be 4-down territory. 3rd and 4, ball at the 40 of Royce City. Aguilera is coming left, looking, in trouble. He's just going to dump it off. He had a couple of receivers over here on this side, but they were both covered with double coverage. All the defenders seemed to be over here also, and Aguilera just wisely threw it away. So what do they do on 4th and 5? It's kind of similar to the first quarter. They had a 4th down about the 40-yard line of Royse City and went for it, I do believe. So let's see if they have the confidence to go for it here as Aguilera gets the play from the offensive coordinator. It looks like they are going to go. Now, they got to hurry up. We're down to 12 on the play clock, and they're just now busting the huddle here. This might require a timeout. You don't want to lose 5 yards on 4th and 4. They're at the line. 4 seconds, 3 seconds on the play clock. Aguilera cannot get the snap, and now North Garland's going to take a timeout. It looked like he was barking the count, hoping to get the snap, and it never came, so they had to burn their second timeout here in the first half. Let's take a timeout. North Garland 7, Royce City 6, 11:22 second quarter. More in a moment on GRS TV. There's a punt for North Garland on 4th and 4, directional toward the near sideline, and this looks like it's going to pin Royse City up pretty well as the headline or the line judge says it went out at the 15-yard line. So very effective punt. Royse City is going to be deep in their own territory. So far, North Garland's had the field position advantage for the most part, just unable to take too much advantage of it with a 7-6 lead. Let's look at John. Let's look at some of the numbers here through the first quarter. First downs. North Garland has 5, Royse City 3. Total yards, North Garland 101, Royse City 88. 90-59, Royse City with the rushing advantage. Just 2 penalties for 20 yards on North Garland. No penalties for Royse City, so a pretty clean played game so far with no turnovers. Hand off to Martinez, who has a short gain to the 17. That'll be about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards on first down. North Garland playing the run pretty well here in the early go.
I think they're going to the big wide out now.
Passing yardage 42 for North Garland, -2 for Royse City, who's kept it mostly on the ground. Another good run defense there from North Garland. Martinez this time lost 1 yard back to almost the original line of scrimmage. Yelverton with the keeper. Giovanni Canales with the stop for the Raiders. 3rd and 9 at the 16-yard line. Royse City may have to punt it deep in their own territory again. Yelverton, lots of time. There's a penalty marker in the secondary. Yelverton scrambling for his life will just flip it out of bounds. You can do that because you're outside the box and he got it beyond the line of scrimmage, so it'll go as an incompleted pass. But we got a penalty marker way away from the play over here near the near sideline. Opposite side of the field. Here's your referee, Ben Orr. Come on, Ben, talk to us. Here we go.
Holding, number 2, defense. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, that's really a shame, John. Not only, that it's a defensive hold, it's going to give them a first down, but it was way away from the play. That's what really hurt about the penalty.
No doubt, Scott.
Fresh set of downs for Royse City at their 26-yard line. Trailing North Garland 7-6, early second quarter, 10:05 left. North Garland plays the good run defense, stops Royse City, but a silly penalty gives them a first down. Quick out pass is caught, but for short yardage. Good job leading the way defensively on that play was Andrew Fong, little 5'11", 152-pound junior, and got some help from his teammates and ends up being just a 3-yard gain to the 29-yard line. again, everything Royce City does in the passing game is short, and North Garland covering it well. 2nd and 7. Hand off to Petrov. Going from right to left, a little misdirection in the backfield. The Raiders not fooled. It's going to be another 3rd down. North Garland forcing a lot of 3rd downs from this Royce City offense so far. This one's going to be 3rd and 5 at the 31.
They're really racing to the ball too, Scott.
Yeah, I like the quickness and the pursuit, don't you?
Yes, it's not solo tackles. Basically, a lot of gang tackling
Good
take
point.
place.
Of course, a lot of it's between the tackles, and it looks like Royce City really doesn't have enough speed to get outside either. I think North Garland has the speed advantage with their defense. Here's a long pass down the far sideline, caught inbound or out of bounds, and the call is inbounds from what we can tell at the North Garland 46-yard line. Nope, now they're going to say incomplete, and David Petrov, the head coach of Royce City, is a little anxious over there. He's already gotten one 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Is an incomplete pass as the receiver dropped the ball as he hit the ground.
Yeah, here's your replay, John. You play official. Is this complete or incomplete?
Incomplete. He did not have possession of the ball.
You know, even if he didn't drop it, he really never had it. He didn't have it in bounds. When his foot came down, John, it looked like he was still bobbling it, didn't it?
That's correct, Scott.
How about a good call from the official? Let's point out when they make good calls, because we seem to only talk about it when they make bad calls. That was a great call from the head linesman over there on that side, Carol Nelson. 4th down, the punt coming from Royce City. Pretty good one. It'll hit at the 43 of North Garland, go immediately out of bounds at the 40. So that is just a 35-yard punt, but directional, unreturnable, which is what Royce City was shooting for on that punt. So North Garland with another possession coming. They lead it 7-6. Interesting, early in this game, it looked like we'd have an offensive game, and really the defenses have taken over, haven't they?
Yes, the Raiders start out once again with excellent field position. Let's see, can they take advantage of it this time?
Again, the North Garland Raider Band and the Mamsells drill team will perform for you at halftime, so stay tuned for that. I know there's a lot of people that will want to see that. And then, of course, we'll be back with the second half after that. But we still got 8:38 to play here in the second quarter. North Garland with a 7-6 lead and the football. A little misdirection in the backfield. Finally, the ball is handed off to... It's a new player I haven't seen. That's Ibanema. I think his first carry of the night, and it goes for 3 yards to the 43. Little cross buck in the backfield, fake it one way and go the other way, and Royce City stayed home and played it well. 2nd and 7. This is Trey Taylor trying to get outside. Not much room to roam, and he's finally run out. He did get to the sideline, but finally run out at the 42. And, excuse me, as I'm fighting a little bit of a cold tonight, it's going to be a loss of 1 back to the 42. Great job of stringing it out by Royce City.
Exactly. They did what they wanted to do. They wanted to go wide, and they can keep him wide and not let him go up the field. They consider that a win.
And what we've seen so far, you mentioned it earlier, Taylor's not the kind that likes to cut it up. He likes to use his speed to get to the sideline and then cut it up the sideline, and it's hurt him a couple of times. But they did a really good job of spacing and spreading that out, the defense. 3rd and 8. Handoff the other way from Aguilera to Taylor. He had what looked to be a lot of running room, but he was run down from behind. Good quickness there. And we've called this young man's name already tonight. Zane Mendoza with another tackle from behind, saving the first down and forcing a North Garland punt. That play was very well designed. Quarterback sprints right and gives it to the running back going the other way. And Mendoza's the only one that wasn't fooled. Here's a punt from North Garland. Pretty good one. Bounces. It's going to roll inside the 15. Carlos Videz is getting a pretty good workout, the North Garland punter, and he's had a good night so far. Going to pin Royce City again deep in their own territory. They've started almost every possession inside their own 20-yard line. Again, North Garland's winning that field position battle. They're just having trouble taking advantage of it, although they lead 7-6 with 7:24 left first down.
That is definitely playing to their strength.
No turnovers so far, very few penalties. Well played game as the defenses are controlling to this point. Royce City, very conservative offensively, but who can blame them considering the field position? It's kind of hard to open it up inside your 20-yard line every possession. Yelverton goes under center this time. Toss left to Petrov. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle. He may go. No, as he's run down across the 40 and driven out at the 46. It looked for a minute like he might just step that off even further. But a touchdown saving tackle on that far sideline. Let's see who got it. Well blocked here. One missed tackle, two missed tackles. And that's going to be Carlos Videz. A lot of guys, even the kicker, playing on defense tonight. A lot of guys going both ways. Short gain on a handoff. Well, I say short. He squeaked out 5 across midfield to the 49 of North Garland. Yelverton waits for his receiver to get set far side. Toss left, Martinez. Interesting that Yelverton's now going under center. Martinez broke a tackle, almost got the first down. He's a yard short at the 45, but probably 4-down territory.
This is a crucial series for the Raiders. Look like a little fatigue may be setting in.
Yeah, really the longest sustained drive for Royce City. That'll tire you out on a warm evening. Martinez has a first down and a lot more. Gets a block to the 30, and he's finally going to be spilled about the 21 of North Garland. Just a simple sweep right on the toss play, which is all they've run once Yelverton's gone under center, and it's gotten big yardage. Great seal blocking there by the right end. 1st and 10 at the 21. Royce City on the move here, looking to take the lead. Toss left, Petrov looking for running room, does a little window shopping and finds a hole. Another first down inside the 10 to the North Garland 7. Kind of play where he just lets the defenders cross in front of him and kind of picks the best window to take.
He almost lost the ball on that play.
Yeah, you're right. Slipped up his arm, didn't it? We still have not seen a turnover. We do have an injured Raider on the field. Why don't we take a timeout? 5:51 left first half. North Garland 7, Royce City 6 here on GRS TV. Well, the injured Raider coming off with the help of the trainers, although he's walking off on his own, which is good news. That is the kicker / defender, Videz. Don't want to ever lose your kicker. You don't know you've got problems until you lose your kicker. It really messes things up. Videz looks like he'll be back soon. You got to go out for a play when you're injured. 1st and goal at the 7. Toss left, same play. Petrov, he is going to lower the head and score the Royce City touchdown. Like that Prox, Dre Prox, the running back with the 6-pointer, and Royce City takes its first lead.
He just simply ran behind his big left tackle, Mario DeLeon.
Lowered that head at the goal line and got the 6 points. Now they're going to try for the 13th point on the kick, which is up and good. We do have a penalty marker, though. Thrown right about the line of scrimmage on the near side.
Offside, number 9, defense. That penalty is declined. Try is good.
So Zamian Anderson is good with the PAT. We've got a timeout on the field, 5:43 first half. Royse City takes its first lead, 13-7 over North Garland here on GRS TV. Scoring drive for Royse City. The touchdown run by Prox, I should say, gives Royse City a 13-7 lead as North Garland will receive the kickoff. Short kick and a short return out to the 36-yard line. As one of the up men, Sabrin Woods, backup running back with the short return. Let's see what the Raiders have got. Plenty of time, 5:39 left first half. And North Garland with just one timeout left. They had to burn a couple of timeouts earlier this half. But that is plenty of time to put something together here, down by 6.
Yeah, if the Raiders can just get back to their original game plan and seeking to get Taylor open on one of the sweeps where he can cut up, they'll be right back in it.
First and 10 Raiders, 36-yard line. Aguilera, quick out pass, caught. Grabbed down around the ankles immediately by the cornerback, so it'll be a short gain.
That went to the 6'3 Jones.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 at the 41 on the completion to Jones. Aguilera still in the shotgun. Will hand it to Taylor, who is stacked up. Did fall forward for a couple of yards out to the, well, let's see where they mark it. He got pretty much back to the line of scrimmage at the 41, so it's going to be 3rd and 5 Raiders coming. As they look to the sideline for the next play from the offensive coordinator. Big poster board held up down there by one of the players. Raiders will try and keep this drive going. Handoff, Taylor trying to bust free, but he'll be short of the first down. Driven back, forward progress at the 44. That's going to leave 2 yards on 4th down for North Garland. Good job of cutting it up that time by Taylor, but just too many defenders to squeeze out the 5 yards and the first down, and another punt coming for North Garland. Videz, I believe this is his 4th or 5th punt of the night here in the first half, and this is a boomer.
Yes.
Gonna hit at the 13, doesn't go anywhere from there, but that was good enough. From the 44 to the 13, that's right at a 40-yard punt. And again, Royse City backed up deep inside their own 20-yard line. They've got time, 3:48 left in the first half and 2 timeouts left. Fresh off of a touchdown drive, and they have the lead 13-7 over North Garland.
The Raiders aren't giving the Bulldogs anything. The Bulldogs have to earn every yard that they're trying to get in very long, substantial drives they've had to go.
Once Yelverton was put under center, they just run the toss sweep right and left, and here's another one. Martinez, though, hitting the backfield, and he may have lost a yard, and the penetration in the tackle done very nicely that time by Christian Mann. Make that Marin, Christian Marin with the tackle. He got, about a half yard, 2nd and 9 for Royse City. One back set, toss left again. It's just a toss sweep. Stacked up again, Dre Prox just barely got a little bit out of that, about a yard. They go right, they go left. Good defense from North Garland.
Scott, they're picking up the pace a little bit right now, trying to hurry up, get the plays in, and trying to play on fatigue for North Garland.
3 minutes and counting. Remember, Royse City with 2 timeouts left. They'll have to get 8 yards here, or they're going to have to punt it away on 3rd down. Yelverton deep over the middle, open, a circus catch at the 40. He may go, although being chased from behind and downed at the North Garland 40-yard line. Great catch as he kind of had to reach back and catch it behind him by Peyton Petroff. One-handed.
Sabian Woods made a touchdown-saving stop on that one.
Absolutely. Woods was the only line of defense to keep this from being a 20-7 ball game. Royce City in business at the North Garland 40, 1st and 10. 2.5 minutes left in the half. Right up the middle. This is going to go. Prox will score untouched for Royce City, and the Bulldogs lead at 19-7. No penalty markers. When we look at the replay, I think we're going to find a huge hole right up the middle. And yes, we did. There was one player in the neighborhood, that was Eduardo Garcia, but he got turned around and was unable to touch Prox as he came through the hole. Give Prox some credit. He showed some pretty good speed there, but nothing to slow him down in the meantime. PAT coming. The kick is high and deep and good. Timeout on the field. 2:24 left first half. Royce City with back-to-back touchdown drives. They lead North Garland by a score of 20-7. Back with more on GRS TV. Back here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium, our opening week of football here on GRS TV. We're here every week, one game each of the next 2 Thursdays, and then district play will start. We'll have one every Thursday and Friday night in district play. Scott Powell, John Welburn with you tonight here on a beautiful Friday night in Garland. 20-7, not so beautiful for North Garland, but they still got time to come back as the short kickoff return will give the Raiders the football at their own 32-yard line. 2:19 to work with here in the second quarter, but only one timeout left for the Raiders. Let's see if they'll come out throwing here on first down. Still have some time to make something happen here. And the momentum, John, is definitely on Royce City's side right now.
No question about it. The Raiders really need a drive to close out the first half right now. And definitely be able to keep away for the last 2 minutes and 19 seconds.
John Aguilera, the quarterback, will be in the shotgun, yelling instructions to his receivers to the right side. He's got 2 receivers left side, 4 receivers in the set. 1 running back takes the snap, fires out right, caught, but for a short gain because he was tackled immediately. On the catch was Jason Looper. He's had a couple of those tonight, but this will go for just 3 yards, and the clock is running. That tackle was made by Walter Porter. 2nd and 7. North Garland going quickly. Quick out pass the other way. Caught, gets a block. This will be a first down gain out to the 43-yard line. And that was Jaden Jones, that big 6'3" sophomore.
That was a nice pulse there and catch.
And a nice clearing block by his twin receiver over here.
Exactly.
Again, I apologize, fighting a little bit of a cold on a cruise ship that I took a couple of weeks ago. This is a deeper out pass and too tall for the intended receiver. That one just slipped off of Aguilera's hand as he tried to hit the shorter Jason Looper. Now, Jones might have had a better chance at it at 6'3", but Looper did all he could and just could not come up with it.
I like this drive they're putting together. Short passes, you don't have to get it all at once.
Still got a minute 29 and one timeout. That stopped the clock. So if you're going to have an incompletion, why not have it on first down with the clock running? Aguilera with a little misdirection handoff to Jones coming this way. He'll be run out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain at the 48-yard line. Trying to crisscross the Royse City defenders. They're doing a really good job of staying home on that misdirection. Boy, Jones can really cut on a dime, can't he?
Yes, he can.
Taylor, excuse me. Trey Taylor, the running back for North Garland. Another quick out pass, another catch. A broken tackle now, just looking for somewhere to go and finds it, a first down. Boy, that was just one-man effort over there by the receiver, as that was Jaden Jones. He sidestepped one defender and broke the tackle to begin with, which would have been in the backfield.
What a stiff arm there, Scott.
He almost got free down that sideline, but got enough for the first down at the Royse City 41. 1:09 clock stop, first down. A handoff and then a pitch back to Aguilera, and he tried to go deep, and receiver was well covered. Royse City not fooled by that handoff and lateral back to the quarterback.
It was bobble there, and that just blew it to play on the bobble back.
Yeah, the timing was kind of off from the get-go, wasn't it? Clock stopped at 1 minute exactly. North Garland will have a 2nd and 10. Although the yard marker says 1st and 10. Pretty sure, yeah, that's first play after the first down. 2nd and 10, now they switch it from the 41 to Royse City. North Garland trying to cut into a 20-7 deficit. Aguilera all day pump fakes, throws it deep down the middle. A tussle for the ball. It falls to the turf. We do have penalty markers, a couple of them, from the back judge and the side judge. This could be pass interference against Royse City.
There's no question about it on that play right there. He was wide open, got behind the defensive back, and the defensive back just held on for dear life.
Here's Ben Orr to tell us more.
Interference, number 7, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, the negative is if this was the pros, you'd have a 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. It's only a 15-yard walk-off, but North Garland will definitely take it. Boy, the key there also, plenty of time for Aguilera to pump fake and throw it downfield. So a fresh set of downs at the 26. 52 seconds left in the half. North Garland with one timeout left on the march. Aguilera looking left. Throws low, incomplete, and here come more penalty markers. We may have another interference against Royse City. It's got to be defensive, whether it's holding or interference is what we're waiting on.
That would have been only a 2-yard gain, possibly.
Pass interference.
Yeah,
29.
Even if he dug
defense.
it out of the turf.
The penalty will be enforced at the spot. Automatic first down.
Yeah, they'll mark it at the 21. Another set of downs for North Garland with 48 seconds left. They are in field goal range right now. It would be a 38-yard attempt if they were to try later at this point. Taylor, the lone back. Play action fake. Aguilera will go deep down this side. Caught. Is it a touchdown? Yes, touchdown North Garland. Beautiful diving, stretching catch by Jason Looper. The only question was, did he get it inside the pylon? And the official said yes.
Oh, that was a great catch.
Yeah, let's see the replay. This ought to be a thing of beauty, John. Perfect pass. You know, the defense was not bad. The cornerback, Ringel July, was right there, but it was a perfect pass over his head. And not an easy catch for Looper, who had to use his 2 hands to reach up and dive and make the catch. And North Garland back in this football game is 2013, looking for the point after. The kick, it's low and left, but good. It wasn't a thing of beauty, but it counts as a point. And with 41 seconds left in the first half, North Garland now trailing Royse City by a score of 20-14. We'll see the rest of the first half here in a moment. Don't forget the band and the Mamzelles coming up at halftime. Back in a moment here on GRS TV. A very important scoring drive for North Garland to get back within 6. Now the defense needs to come out, keep the momentum for the offense and the team at halftime, right, John?
No question about it. If they can hold them right now, this game is playing right out as North. The offense really had a nice game plan on that drive.
Let's see what they do with this kickoff. It'll be a squibber. And the return starts at the 15. Pretty good blocking on a squib kick. As Roberson breaks it to the outside, he got a whole lot of a return out of not much there. They blocked it pretty well despite the squib. And Royce City's got a chance here. They're going to start at their own 44, 30 seconds, but they've also got 2 timeouts remaining. It always helps to save your timeouts.
Is this the best field position they started in all night, Scott?
Absolutely. How many times have I said they started inside their own 20? I think this is by far their best field position. Got a little time and a couple of timeouts to work with. North Garland needs a defensive stop to take this momentum to the halftime locker room. 5 receivers, 3 right and 2 left, no backs. You think he might throw? Yelverton looking. Rush was coming. He dumps off a screen pass to Prox, who evades 1 tackle, breaks another tackle. Finally going to be gang tackled inside the North Garland 50 at the 49, and quickly Royce City takes a timeout. Why don't we keep it right here with 16 seconds left.
This is the second timeout for Royce City.
Yeah, the interesting thing
30
is that
seconds in length.
if they had waited, they might have gotten an injury timeout, a freebie, because there's a Raider down back at the Royce City 47. Now he rolls over on his back. Try and get a number here. Looks like it might be 51. How good are your eyes, Jeff?
Can't see it from here.
Well, I'm going to try binoculars. Still can't see, but again, Royce City had to take the timeout, you know, with the clock running, but if they had waited another 2 seconds, they could have saved one. As you get the automatic officials timeout on the injury. See if we can shed a little light on what just happened as we see the replay. Yelverton hearing those footsteps, drops it off. There's 1 broken tackle. There's 2 broken tackles. There's 3. North Garland's going to want to work on tackling, I get the feeling, next week in practice. 51 is the injured player. They're letting him walk it off, which is a good sign. Took a couple of steps and then stopped. That's Juan Marin. Always a good sign when you let him try and walk it off instead of helping him off the field. So when we get back to play, 16 seconds left. Royce City with the ball. They now have just 1 timeout left at the North Garland 49 as they're well out of field goal range. If they do try a field goal, the wind is at their back about 10 miles an hour, fairly steady but light. Kind of coming over their left shoulder as they go down the field. So it is in the Bulldogs' favor. And Royce City currently with a 6-point lead, 20-14. Here they come with the play as they go right to the line. Interesting set here. Two running backs and a quarterback in shotgun, and 3 receivers, 2 left. Little end around handoff, trying to trick the Raiders, and getting to the outside is Prox, but pretty good pursuit. He'll be run out about the 37-yard line. That's going to be enough for the first down. He does stop the clock, which reads 8 seconds. So you figure you got maybe time for 2 more plays, and you can work the first one in bounds because you got a timeout remaining.
Excellent point. They're trying to get the ball to their playmakers.
Right now it would be a 54-yard field goal attempt, so they need a lot more. Ready to go. This is a 5-receiver set, no backs. Yelverton will throw it unless he keeps it. First of all, North Garland uses their final timeout
This is the third and
to
final
make sure
timeout
they are set
for
defensively.
North
Let's take a
Garland.
quick break.
30 seconds.
Royce
in length.
City, well, I'll tell you what, as the referee Ben Orr just said, this is a 30-second timeout. Why don't we keep it right here so we don't miss anything? Again, the Mamzelles drill team from North Garland coming up at halftime for your pleasure, and the North Garland Raider Band will also perform, so stay tuned for our halftime. There are some of the Mamzelles right there thinking about their performance, which is just around the corner. Of course, Royce City will go first, and then we'll bring you North Garland's performances. GRS TV, we've not only got football, we've got bands and drill teams each week for you right here on GRS TV. Both teams now headed back to the line of scrimmage. Again, 8 seconds left. Royce City has one timeout, North Garland out of timeouts. Ball at the North Garland 37-yard line. Yelverton, no backs in the backfield with him. He'll throw it over the middle. Wobbler, incomplete. That was almost picked off. Looked like it might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage, and with an eye on it, almost picking it, was Cameron Barrett, but he could not come up with it. Yeah, quarterback hit as he released. Boy, that could have gone a ways too if Barrett had held on, because he was racing the other direction and might have had a pretty good return on that. Here probably is going to be the final play of the first half. And Royce City is going to take the final timeout. So both teams are now out of timeouts.
30
Let's
seconds
keep
in
it
length.
right here.
Scott, I think the Raiders got away with one there, like a blow to the head on the quarterback on that pass there.
Good point.
That would have been detrimental at this point.
It was a fairly high hit. Official must have thought that he got mostly shoulder pad, but you're right. The contact was made in the area of the head as they leveled Yelverton as he threw the ball, leading to the wounded duck. That's a pretty good point. They would have gotten 15 from the line of scrimmage and probably been in field goal range.
No question.
And as we've seen, these officials are not shy about throwing the flags. Once I said something midway through the first quarter and we hadn't had a penalty yet, and then the barrage started. The old penalty jinx there. Here we go, 3 seconds, probably the final play of the half. Out of field goal range, it'd be a 54-yarder from here. Yelverton in shotgun. Rolling and looking. Waits for his receivers to get downfield. Just throws it up for grabs into the end zone. Knocked away, incomplete. So North Garland survives there, and they'll take some momentum into the halftime locker room as they scored on their last possession. And our halftime score, Royce City 20, North Garland 14. Any thoughts before we go to our halftime, John?
Excellent first half. The Raiders had a nice game plan, and they kept Royce City in terrible field position except for the last possession all game.
Two pretty even teams, I'd say.
I agree.
A good non-district matchup here, isn't it? Good for both teams.
Yes.
Let's take the break. When we come back here in a few moments, we'll have those Mamzelles and the North Garland Raider Band coming your way. Again, 2014, Royce City over North Garland here at the halftime on GRS TV. Scott Powell back here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. We are at halftime. It's been a good one so far. North Garland down by 6 to Royce City here at the break by a score of 20-14. Sit back and relax, because coming up we'll have the Mamzelles from North Garland, followed by the North Garland Raider Band. So please enjoy the halftime. We'll be back with the second half in just a little while.
physical resource to the main of the week.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The North Garland High School Visual and Performing Arts Department is proud to present the award-winning Raider Band. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Jenna Thompson, Katarina Lee, Jesse Aguilar, and Miles Leday. The color guard captains are Christy Nguyen and Rhiannon Roberts. Color guard lieutenants are Lisette Carvalho and Sabrina Hernandez. Tonight's performance is dedicated to the incredible principals at North Garland High School. Without you, NGHS would have no leadership. And now we present our 2017 show, What's Opera, Doc? Featuring the music of Leonardo Leoncavallo and Johannes Brahms.
And we're back here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. Highlights from the first half coming your way shortly as we're about ready to kick off the second half. Here are your first half highlights. You see the Raiders coming out of their tunnel and the cheerleaders preparing for the opening kickoff. And here's the first big play. It was a touchdown pass. Alex Lopez over the middle. Alex Garcia, as he broke the tackle and took it in for 6. North Garland out to the 7-0 lead as the folks celebrate, but Royce City came right back, went the other direction on the long touchdown run by Dre Prox. They did miss the extra point, though, to make it 7-6 North Garland. And then the defense is settled in until this big play by Royce City. There's a Prox touchdown run. Quick screen pass to Jones, who broke a couple of tackles, picked up the nice gain. There's the touchdown, the great diving catch in the corner of the end zone by Jason Looper right before the half to make it 20-14. North Garland with a big touchdown to get within 6. And we're about ready for the second half kickoff. There are your first half highlights here on GRS TV. It's a short kick by Royce City, and it'll go out of bounds with a penalty marker. Since you kicked it out of bounds, it gets a marker. Let's look at some of the first half numbers quickly for North Garland. 9 first downs, 163 total yards, 72 on the ground, and 91 through the air. Just 3 penalties for 30 yards and no turnovers against the Raiders.
Kicking team, 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the kick. First down.
Team-wise for Royce City, 10 first downs, 287 total yards, 234 on the ground, 10 yards a carry. Very significant. They passed for 53 yards, 2 penalties, 20 yards, no turnovers. So again, not many mistakes for both teams. We'll have some of the individuals in a moment. It's 1st and 10 North Garland. First play of the second half from their 39-yard line. Just simple handoff. Trey Taylor, who busts a tackle and then is leveled as he reached the 45-yard line, driven straight to his back on a beautiful open field tackle by Roderick Robertson. 5-yard gain. That's how they draw up a form tackle, John Welburn. John Welburn, Scott Powell, glad you're with us. North Garland trailing 20-14. We just started the second half. 2nd and 5 Raiders. Slow developing. No, it's a fake handoff, and the quarterback Aguilera keeps it up the middle, and he rolls across the 50. Let's see where they mark him down. It's going to be a first down by about a half yard. So 2 plays and a quick 10 yards for North Garland here on their first possession. Individually for the Raiders, John Aguilar, 8 of 11 passing for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Leading receiver Jason Looper, 3 catches, 38 yards, and a touchdown. Quick hitter up the middle with Taylor. He broke a tackle and leans forward to the 45. Nice pickup on first down of 6 yards for Jason Looper. Rest of those first half numbers, Trey Taylor, 68 yards, 16 carries for North Garland, 4.5 a carry. And those are the individual leaders. Give you Royce City's individuals in a moment. Taylor this time is stacked up in the backfield, does almost get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard to the 46. So a big 3rd down and 5 coming for North Garland. For Royce City, the Yelverton, the quarterback, 4 out of 8 for 53 yards and no touchdowns. Dre Prox, 7 carries, 181 yards for Prox, and 3 touchdowns. Bryce Martinez was their leading rusher coming in. He's got 38 yards on 9 carries. 3rd and 5 now. Penalty markers fly before the ball is snapped. This could be some kind of procedure penalty against North Garland. Peyton Petroff, the leading receiver for Royce City, 3 catches, 46 yards. So there are your first half numbers.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Again, North Garland scored first, led 7-6 after 1. Royce City outscored North 14-7 in the second quarter and took the lead for good at this point at 20-7 before the Raiders scored right before the half to make it 20-14 and get back in this one. And they're trying to take the lead here with this possession, but they've got a 3rd and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Could be 4-down territory. Aguilera takes the shotgun snap. Now a little shuttle pass forward, and this could be a first down. Is getting to the sideline close to the first down is Sabrin Woods. There was also a penalty marker flying at the end of that play. Looks like he's a little bit short of the first down. Let's check the marker.
I think that's going against the Raiders, Scott.
Interesting to see what the call is. Again, these officials out of the Dallas Association. Ben Orr is your referee, who you will hear from here in the second half.
Holding, number 4, offense, 10-yard penalty, still third down.
Number 4, Jason Looper, as a receiver, trying to lay a block and obviously held on to one of the defenders. And now it's going to be a lot harder gain on 3rd and 11 from the 48 back in North Garland territory. As
The
you
replay
see,
there, you see a nice shuttle pass that came through there. And the play design was great. The penalty just hurt.
So 3rd and 11. The Raiders, a little confusion getting the play in, and they haven't even started the clock, so there goes the play clock. They got a full 25 seconds to work with if they need it, and they are taking their time. Aguilera shouting some instructions. Now he sets in shotgun, waits for the snap. 4 receivers to either side. Aguilera has the snap. Little time, but he'll step up and run with it. Cuts a couple of times, and he's across the 50 and spilled at the 46. Cuts the deficit in half, so now it's going to be 4th and 5 if the Raiders choose to go, although there's a lot of folks trotting on the field. This looks like the punt unit.
Yeah, that's a good choice there early on in the second half. You don't want to go ahead and give good field position. The kicker has been the MVP today for North Garland. He's done an excellent job.
The return man's at the 10 over on the far hash mark, so he's done a good job of it all night long, Carlos Videz, and he's going to kick it deep toward that far sideline, but it's going to hit and roll into the end zone. Kind of a bad break there. They could not get anybody down there in time, but still Royce City is going to be backed up a little bit with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. All but one possession in the first half started inside the Royce City 20, so the Bulldogs are used to this field position, and they put together 3 nice touchdown drives in this game to lead it 20-14, 8:50 left in the 3rd quarter, and the Bulldogs with their first possession of the second half coming. Matthew Yelverton is the quarterback. Big kid, 6'4" juniors. Simple handoff, a big running room and into the secondary. This could go the distance. The North Garland 40. It will go the distance. Dre Prox with another long run. 6 more for Royce City, and the Bulldog lead is 26-14. As if Prox didn't have a big enough first half, when he ran for 181, he just picked up a quick 80 right there.
He had a missed tackle, and he took it to the house.
And it was a foot race after that, and Prox wins it easily as no North Garland defender within 5 yards by the time he crossed the end zone. PAT coming. Mendoza's kick. A little bit left, but inside the upright, good. We have a penalty marker on the far side, offside North Garland. I'm sure the Bulldogs will decline and take the point.
Offside. Defense, number 35. That penalty's declined. The try is good.
Timeout on the field, 8:35 left, 3rd quarter. Our new score, Royce City 27, North Garland 14 here on GRS TV. Scott Powell, John Welborn back at HBJ Stadium in Garland. North Garland still trailing now by 13 at 27-14. As they just gave up the 80-yard run to Dre Prox, as you see him there on the sideline. He now has about 260 yards rushing on just 8 carries and 4 touchdowns. He's been the difference in this game tonight. Short kickoff, high, dropped, Ball's on the turf. It'll be covered by a Raider, though, in plenty of time, about the 21-yard line. Looks like Alex Garcia recovered it in time, and that's where the Raiders will set up shop, their second possession of the second half. First possession, they drove it to midfield and then had to punt on 4th down. Offense getting the call from the coordinator, and here they'll come. They'll be ready to run the play when they get out there. John Aguilar, the quarterback. Gonna have 2 receivers right, that's the wide side, and 1 to the left. And now a couple, there's a wing to the left. 4 receivers set, 1 back behind Aguilar, Trey Taylor. Pass into the left flat, caught. Tackled immediately on the boundary.
Yeah, Matthews ran a good route, nice short route. No need of the Raiders getting panicked here. Just put together a nice long drive and play keep away.
Zane Mendoza, one of his many tackles tonight after the 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5 Raiders. 4 receivers, 3 to the right here. Aguilera hands it to Taylor, breaks a tackle, spins across the first down marker. Good run there by Trey Taylor, the quick hitter over left guard. 1st and 10 at the 33.
Yeah, Taylor goes again right up the middle, and that's called moving the chains.
The final tackle was made by Jonathan Fletcher, but he was the 3rd to get a shot at Taylor. As he busted a couple of tackles. 1st and 10, 33, shotgun. Aguilera, quick throw right, caught. Good blocking from his twin receivers, and a pickup almost the first down. It's going to be about a half-yard short at the 42, but a good pickup on 1st down.
Just a short route pass there, Scott. Just
yeah.
Coming straight to the wide out, and he takes it straight up the field.
Cameron Barrett with a catch. Taylor drops it, has tried to turn the corner on the left side, and this could be a Royce City recovery. Big scramble for the ball. The official says Royce City football. And there is your first turnover of the football game, and down by 13. That could be a critical mistake for North Garland. Pretty good hit from the side and behind, but really was not protecting the ball very well, Trey Taylor.
Somebody got a claw on him right there, and
he's kind of holding the ball down to the side instead of in front of him and cradling it, and that'll happen when you hold it on the side like that, side of your body. 1st down, Royce City at the North Garland 47. Got the momentum, trying to add to their 13-point lead. 6:57 left, 3rd quarter. 4 receivers set, 2 either side. Pump fake. Now Yelverton in trouble, runs forward. He's going to be tackled from behind, right about the line of scrimmage, and on the stop was Ralph Butler. Nope, excuse me, wrong number. That is Tyrese Hudson.
Hudson made a great play. He jumped up and blocked the passing lane, and then just closed in on the quarterback at that time.
It is no gain, 2nd and 10 at the North Garland 47. Rides the fullback into the hole, right guard. A pretty good pickup to the 43 of 4. 3rd and 6 coming for Royce City. It's a pretty big series here for the North Garland defense to keep their team in the ball game here, already down 27 to 14 as we hit the halfway mark here in the 3rd quarter. Could be 4-down territory for the Bulldogs. Yelverton with a couple of backs and 3 receivers. Sends 1 in motion. Fake handoff, straight drop. They're going to run the screen. Caught and downed immediately is the receiver. What a play there by Eduardo Garcia, as Petrov caught it and was tackled immediately.
That didn't fool anybody on the replay here, as you see. Oh, what a nice play. What a nice play by Garcia.
Eduardo smelled it out from the beginning. It's 4th and 9, and Royce City is in punt formation. Return man waits inside the 10. A little bit of a rugby punt here as he runs over to the right and finally gets it off. It's inside the 20. It comes back toward Royse City, so a break there for the Raiders. They didn't get pinned too deep, and they'll start at their own 22-yard line on the short punt. 27-14, North Garland trailing here, 5:08 left third quarter. Again, we'll have games the next 2 weeks. On Thursday nights, we'll have 2 a week on Thursday and Friday, beginning in district play. But next week from Williams Stadium, Thursday night at 7, we'll have Saxe playing host to Mesquite. Bobby George will join me for the play-by-play in color the next couple of Thursday nights. Tonight, it's John Welborn and Scott Powell. Glad you're with us. Let's see what North Garland can do here on 1st and 10 at their 22. Aguilera tried to ride the fullback on the handoff, and the handoff and the tackle happened simultaneously in the backfield. What a great defensive charge there by Elijah Yelverton, who's made several plays defensively for the Bulldogs.
No room to run right there, just snuffed out. Got a break on that one, the Raiders did.
Yeah, they're lucky it wasn't turned over, aren't they?
Exactly.
Yelverton almost was in time to get the handoff. 2nd down and 13 from the 19. Aguilera in shotgun now. Late draw handoff, and Taylor is in trouble from the get-go and is going to be dropped for another loss. Oh, he might have made his way back to the line. And late flags. This could be some kind of a personal foul, which will be a break for North Garland, because if it's on Royce City, that'd give the Raiders a 1st down instead of a 3rd and long. Let's see what the call is going to be from Ben Orr, the referee, as they're talking it over right now.
After the play, personal foul, flagrant, number 74, offense.
Offense.
By rule, that player is disqualified. 15-yard penalty, or correction, half the distance to the goal, 3rd down.
And it's after the play ended, folks, so the play counts. It'll be 3rd down and then minus 15 for the offense. Here's the penalty, and that's pretty flagrant after the play. A little headbutt there. And a disqualification for North Garland. So now it is 3rd down and forever from the 9-yard line. They need the 32, so my math says this is 3rd and 23 inside your own 10-yard line. What do you do here? I'd say a draw play. Don't want to turn it over down here, already down 27-14. Aguilera waits in shotgun. Taylor directly behind him. Aguilera wants to throw. Deep over the middle. It's picked off. No receiver was home. Picked off at the 30. Returned to the 10. Inside the 10. And that is Kobe Cooper, who has run out of bounds at the 4-yard line. And Royce City's got a chance to add some more distance onto their 13-point lead. There was no receiver home, John.
Not at all. Looked like he was the intended receiver.
It really did. Looked like just a little bit of a mix-up. Quarterback thought the receivers were going elsewhere and not on the same page. And Royce City's got a chance to almost put away North Garland, although we still got 4:09 left in the 3rd quarter. But a 20-21 point lead would look huge if they get it into the end zone here. Here come the Bulldogs. Is this a new quarterback? It is a new quarterback. Handoff. This is Tyson Oliver, who played backup quarterback last week. Got a few snaps in that blowout win for Royce City. As he takes the snap, hands it off, and it's a yard gain to the 5, or it'll be 2nd and goal. Tyson Oliver in there. It's Matthew Yelverton. We'll try and find him on the sideline. He could be injured or just sitting out a series. Oliver still at quarterback, takes the snap and shotgun handoff. Martinez fights for the goal line, and he's down at the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal coming. Just simple sweep left. Student body left, blocked it well.
I can stop the waiting.
Plenty of time on the play clock, despite the fact Royse City's taking their time here. Still 15 seconds as they approach the line. 3rd and goal, they're going to say just inside the 2-yard line. Oliver keeps it. Touchdown, Royse City. Tyson Oliver threatened to hand it off and rode the fullback as long as he could, and then just kept it and got a block from his back.
Yeah, Oliver just kept it, and nobody was home. Touchdown, Royse City.
That riding of the fullback kind of helped disguise the football. Defense had trouble figuring out who had it, and Oliver had it for a touchdown run. Royse City will go for the PAT, up by 19. Could go for 2 to make it 21, but they'll settle for a 20-point lead if they can make this. And the kick, good. It is a 20-point lead. 2:51 left in the 3rd. Timeout. Royse City 34, North Garland 14 here on GRS TV. As you see, quarterback Tyson Oliver, who came in for the final 3 plays of that scoring drive, also scored on the short touchdown run to up Royse City's lead to 34-14. North Garland's got their work cut out for them, down by 20 here with 2:51 left in the 3rd quarter, as the Bulldogs will kick off.
Scott Oliver's a sophomore. They looked at it as a good opportunity to bring him in a positive win situation for him.
Running catch at the 20 and returnable by the Raiders, but knocked down pretty quickly at the 27. Joseph Neal on the kick return. We've got a very late flag. All of a sudden, some unpleasantries are taking place. It's our 2nd late flag in the last couple of minutes, and this could be unsportsmanlike conduct at least one way. Again, bear with me. I'm still fighting off a little bit of a cold. John, I kind of felt like Gilligan's Island last week. I went for a 1-week cruise, and it turned out to be a 2-week cruise. The weather started getting rough as we couldn't go into port back in Galveston because of the hurricane, and the extra few days also allowed me to catch a cold from Royal Caribbean. Lots of discussion by the officials on what to do here. This might be unsportsmanlike both ways.
Yeah, we had a couple players with their helmets off. Hudson from North
Personal
Garland.
foul.
That's not a good sign.
Late hit, number 15, receiving team, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's 2 offensive personal fouls against North Garland. Kind of unusual to begin with, but 2 in the same game in the same quarter. Joe Castillo, you see, the head coach of the Raiders, doesn't seem too upset with the call as
he's half the distance to the goal.
Yelling in instructions to his offense, who will take the field and run the play that's called from their own 11-yard line, 1st and 10. Castillo looking to get this team over the hump, maybe even a playoff berth this year as they've come close the last couple of years. There were some winless seasons for North Garland not too long ago, and then Joe showed up, and all of a sudden Raiders are averaging 2-3 wins a year. So things are getting better, although they're trying to avoid an 0-2 start here to 2017. Again, Royse City 1-0 after their win last week. Still got time though. 2:46 third quarter, down 34-14 as North Garland. Quick out pass, gets a block, sprung down the sideline to the 30, the 40, and almost to midfield where he's tackled from behind. And that was Cameron Barrett. He's had several catches tonight.
Just a short swing pass, and he had a little room, and he just got all he could get out of that run.
Good speed up this near sideline.
Very quick.
First down, North Garland at their own 47. Really need points on almost every possession now if they're going to get back in this one. With a quick out pass, incomplete, led Barrett just a little bit over here on the sideline, and Cameron could not come up with it.
Yeah, Scott, with Barrett, Jones, and Looper, North really has some nice skill possession players.
They really do. We've seen Aguilera go deep a couple of times tonight, but mostly a possession passing game. They're going to go 4 receivers, 3 to the left here on 2nd and 10. Trey Taylor, the lone back behind Aguilera. John's got his snap, rides Taylor into the hole, crosses into Royse City territory before he's tackled. It's going to be a 4-yard gain.
4-yard gain.
The hole was there initially. Boy, there's been a lot of tackles around the shoe tops by Royse City. They're really good at that, especially from behind. They do not give up on the play. Bryce Martinez with the tackle there. We've seen a lot of those tonight.
Crucial third down here. If North can convert right here, they're right back in the game.
Probably
probably
4 down territory though, trailing 34-14. You probably got a couple of downs here to get 6 yards. Aguilera gonna throw deep, incomplete. Good coverage down there on Looper from the cornerback. Porter. Pass was a little flat. Might have needed a little bit more air under that pass to let the one-on-one coverage take effect, but incomplete. It's going to be 4th down, and here's that 4-down territory I was talking about.
As the pass there, he just didn't have a shot at that.
North Garland needs a 1st down here. They need 6 yards to keep this drive going. Got the play from the sideline. 10 seconds on the play clock. Aguilera barks the count. Hands it Taylor, and he is dropped for a loss. Shooting the gap again. We've seen it all night from Elijah Yelverton. He's had at least 6-7 tackles tonight, mostly solos in the North Garland backfield. Untouched pretty much.
That play didn't fool anybody, Scott.
Probably figuring that Royse City was expecting a pass and trying to trick him with the run. Yelverton was never fooled.
Yelverton has been a beast all night on the defensive side for Royse City.
Again, a lot of his plays have been made in the North Garland offensive backfield. Another example right there. Royse City holds. They've got the ball with 1:20 left third quarter, leading 34-14. Matthew Yelverton back in at quarterback after he was out a couple of plays. Martinez, big hole up the middle, all the way to the North Garland 22 with the quick hitter and a gain of 27 yards for the Royse City running back. Boy, what a tandem they've got. They've got that outside speed and Dre Prox, and then they run Martinez up the middle. We'll check the numbers and see where the Royse City is rushing the ball tonight. It's pretty impressive.
All the tackles are coming from the defensive backfield at this point.
Deep pass into the end zone, incomplete. Pretty good coverage. They tried to go to the big, tall tight end, but Leach could not come up with it. And Leach is injured. It appears, rolling around a little bit. He's in some pain down there. You see the replay.
Excellent coverage there from Devin Barrett for North.
Royse City with 323 yards rushing tonight. 373 total. You can control a lot of football games when you run for 323 yards in 3 quarters. 4 touchdown runs by Dre Prox.
Barrett gave up about 6 inches, but he didn't back down at all on that play.
Prox 261 yards and 4 touchdowns. Listen to this, 32 yards a carry tonight, 8 carries, 261 for Prox. Martinez, 42 yards. We're about ready to get back to play here. 53 seconds left in the quarter. It was 20-14 at halftime, and Royse City's outscored North 14-0 here in the third. And North Garland starting to run out of time, down by 20. A touchdown here would be your first nail in the coffin, I feel like. We got a penalty marker.
False start.
And as you can hear,
79.
false start, Royse City.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Just the third penalty of the night for 25 yards against the Bulldogs. They have not hurt themselves. No turnovers. North Garland with a couple of turnovers and 6 penalties, which is not bad, really, on the penalties. Martinez tried to turn the corner, but he was run down, mainly because the pursuit also caught up with him.
Alex Garcia just came from behind on pursuit.
Yeah, while he had several teammates slow Martinez up, that allowed Garcia to catch up and make the easy tackle, as you said, one-on-one from behind. Tackled inbounds. We're at 23 seconds and counting. That may be the final play. Well, actually, we've got about a 5-second difference, play clock and game clock. So Royse City will have to run a play here before the quarter is gone. Third down. It's a big play, too. 3rd and 14. Play action. Yelverton overthrows his intended receiver down the middle of the field. And that was Peyton Petroff. It'll be 4th down, and we'll get one more play in here before the end of the quarter. If you're Royse City, what do you do here? You go on 4th and 14. Do you pooch punt with a 20-point lead? I would almost consider a pooch punt. Try and hit the coffin corner with the 20-point lead. But so far, they're acting like they're going to run another play. Looks like they're going to go, although they could drop that quarterback into punt formation at the last second. Nope, he's going to throw. Past the first down marker, almost picked off, in and out of the hands of the defender who jumped the route. And
It's the end of the third
was
quarter.
Noamahi who almost picked it off, but North Garland will take over when we come back for the fourth quarter. Through 3, it is Royse City 34, North Garland 14 here on GRS TV. As we start the fourth quarter, let's look at the numbers through 3. For North Garland, 13 first downs, 253 total yards. That's 103 on the ground, 150 through the air. 6 penalties, 54 yards, 2 turnovers. Royse City, 11 first downs, 373 total. 323 of that on the ground, 50 through the air. Just 2 penalties for 20 yards, no turnovers. We'll have some individual leaders in a moment. First play of the fourth for the Raiders is a quick pass that's complete, but for a huge loss. Let's see where they mark the forward progress. The receiver, Nick Matthews, was in trouble from the get-go. They're going to give him forward progress all the way up at the 24.
Held him up, and guess who closed him out?
Individually, John Aguilera of North Garland, 12 of 18 for 150 and 2 touchdowns. Trey Taylor, 88 yards rushing on 24 carries. Leading receiver Cameron Barrett, 2 catches, 45 yards. Jason Looper has 3 for 38. Royse City's Yelverton, the quarterback, 5 of 9 for 50 yards passing. We got a timeout taken by North Garland. Let's keep it right
This is
here,
the
and I'll
first
finish these
timeout
stats for you through
North
3
Garland.
quarters.
30
Drake
seconds
Fox
in length.
leading all backs tonight. 8 carries, 261 yards, 4 touchdowns, 32 yards a carry. That's impressive. Bryce Martinez, 11 for 42. Let's see, Peyton Petroff, the leading receiver, 4 catches for 43 yards. And there's a rundown on the stats. 34-14, Royce City leading North Garland. You know, you cannot say that North Garland's out of it yet, but they've got to almost score on every possession from here on out, wouldn't you think?
At this point, I have to agree with you, Scott. They don't have to get greedy, though, and get it all at once. We need one good drive, and after you get on the board then, anything can happen.
And here come the Raiders with the play call. They'll go right to the line and run it. 5 receivers set. No backs in the backfield with Aguilera. He takes the snap. Quick slant pass, broken tackle, and a good pickup by Cameron Barrett, that leading receiver tonight for North Garland, his 4th catch. And it's enough for, no, it's a yard short of the first down.
Nice play there by Barrett. Just get up the field.
So it's 3rd and 1 at the 35 for the Raiders. Fake pass and a keeper by Aguilera right up the middle. He hadn't done that much tonight, and he picked up the first down after the 3-yard gain to the 30. Well, make it 2 to the 37, but plenty needed for the first down. Raiders going quickly here, down by 20 points. Early 4th quarter. Aguilera, another quick out pass. Looking for the block. He gets it to the 45. A first down across midfield. Pretty good pickup over there with the helpful block. That was Jason Looper with his 4th catch of the night. And another Raider first down.
Here we see Looper again in short pass, straight up the field. I really like that. Just get a broken tackle here and just keep moving the chains.
Devin Barrett with a clearing block over there, the twin receiver. Wanted to throw the quick pass again. This time it was taken away. He tries to force it. It's batted away. And this has got to be an incompletion, doesn't it? The ball is batted out of the air on a forward pass. You know, they may be saying that it was backward, but it looked forward to me, didn't it to you, John?
It's close. I think it may be a lateral.
They're going to say it's a lateral, and that's a fumble recovery on what looked like an incompletion. Officials are going to say the pass was backward. Joe Castillo was
Ruling on the field
all the way past the numbers.
The pass was forward, and that is incomplete.
Okay,
It'll
they
be second
changed
down
it.
at the 48-yard line.
Joe Castillo and his assistant came out, argued the cause, and they won the argument. And our replay showed it was really close, like you said, but it looked a little bit forward, didn't it?
Yeah, we're getting ready to look at that again. Yeah,
Boy, every time I see it, it looks more and more the other way. What'd you think?
Big number 12, Yelverton there once again, trying to be a play stopper there. The Raiders get a break on that one.
2nd and 10. Long count. Aguilera has it. Plenty of time. Looked left, now he's going deep right. Almost picked off. It was overthrown. The defender looked like the intended receiver, and going up for the ball was Walter Porter, and he almost caught it, but it's incomplete. Third and 10 coming. Again, join us next Thursday, Saxe and Mesquite from Williams Stadium. It'll be our game of the week, Thursday night, 7 o'clock, right here on GRS TV. Fake pass now, dropping it. This is a fumble. It's returned by Yelverton as he picked it up and is dropped at the North Garland 28. That'll be a fumble and a turnover against the Raiders. And Royce City very much in command. Would love another 6 right here, leading 34-14. Looked like Aguilera was stripped here as we see the replay. brought the ball back down. They just the defender had his arms around him. And making the play to release the ball was Chris Jones with the hit from behind.
It's a bad break there for the Raiders.
And Elijah Yelverton has been doing it all night with the recovery. Definitely the defensive player of the game in this one. Number 12, Elijah Yelverton of Royse City, the brother of the quarterback, Matthew Yelverton, who takes the snap, toss left, and tripped up in the backfield for a loss was Martinez. And the play made, a very nice play it was, by Dedrick Collier, who shot the gap. We also have a penalty marker down in the backfield.
After the play,
Another
unsportsmanlike,
dead ball.
taunting, number 59, offense. 15-yard penalty, second down.
Isn't it funny how almost all of these unsportsmanlike conducts have been on the offense instead of the defense, usually the other way around. There's 59 at the top of your screen.
Yeah, the play clearly stopped when he came in, and then he stands over the player, and that's absolutely no-no.
Like he tried to step on his foot. Second and forever. They need the North Garland 18 from the 44. Martinez stacked up for a big loss as he's thrown to the ground. Let's see, they're going to give him forward progress to the 43 for a gain of 1, but play ended almost at midfield. And the defensive play was made by Ibanema. Uzo Ibanema.
Nice stand-up tackle and just drove him back.
3rd and 25 coming. 8:47 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Royce City just trying to burn the clock here with a 34-14 lead. Yelverton overthrows everyone on the far sideline. Really nobody open. He may have just unloaded that on purpose. 4th down coming. And it looks like Royce City is sending on the punt unit.
And they have a lead here going in the fourth quarter. The clock's their best friend at this point, and they just want to attempt to put North Garland in terrible field position. North Garland is fighting all the way to the end, though, Scott.
Mendoza, Zane Mendoza, the punter. Punters have gotten a workout tonight.
I think they're players short.
As John was counting them up. Counting those players, and they were one short, so we've got a timeout, 8:33 fourth quarter, 34-14, Royce City over North Garland here on GRS TV. Scott Powell, John Welburn back in Garland, Homer B. Johnson Stadium, our opening weekend of TV football, second week of the season. North Garland trailing 34-14. They're going to get the ball back, though, here on a Royce City punt. Caught, trying to return it, but is going to be down inside the 5-yard line. That was Jason Looper, nowhere to go. Maybe should have just let that roll into the end zone. It had a lot of steam behind it. But the Raiders will scrimmage at the 4, maybe 5-yard line, and they'll put it down at the 5. 8:21 left, down by 20, 34-14. This is a pretty big task in front of them. They got to go 95 yards, down by 3 touchdowns already.
Looper tried to make something happen there.
Yeah, I don't blame him, down by 20, just, as you said, making something happen. A lot of times you'll see him just let it roll into the end zone. Just didn't have the blocks. North Garland's doing fairly well in some of the statistical categories. Had 3 more first downs, 15-12. The ball control's been there. They just haven't had the big plays like Royse City has had on those long box runs. Gain of 2 on first down, 2nd and 8 coming. 8 minutes and counting here in the ball game. Aguilera in shotgun as he has been all night long. Trey Taylor behind him. Looks like they're changing the play. Actually, they hadn't even started the play clock yet. No, we've also got a false start.
After this goal,
Never saw that
remains
one.
2nd down.
Going to take it to the 4 where it'll be 2nd down and 12. Pass by Aguilera is incomplete. That short out pattern that they've been trying all night long. And 6'3", Jaden Jones could not come up with his catch, just a little bit too tall. Yeah, just a little overthrown. Jones stretched his arms as far as they would go. 3rd and 12 Raiders, or they're going to have to punt it out of their own end zone. A simple handoff on 3rd and 12 and nothing doing. Taylor driven to the turf inside the 5, and here comes the punt unit for the Raiders. Clock will continue to run, 7:20 and counting. And one of the very busy players tonight has been the punter for North Garland, Carlos Videz. As he stands 9 yards deep in his end zone. Just a 4-man rush, so Royse City's not coming. It's a short kick. Takes a Raider bounce, and it'll be down at the 46. About a 35-yard punt. Now Royse City would love to just pick up a couple of first downs and run out as much of this clock as they can, which says 6:52. 4th quarter, 34-14 Bulldogs over the Raiders. Bobby George will be our usual Thursday night color man. He'll be with me next Thursday for Saxe and Mesquite. That should be a good one. 7 o'clock kickoff from Williams. We'll be on the air right up 7 o'clock next Thursday. Saxe, of course, the favorite, ranked 3rd, I believe, 3rd or 4th in the area poll this week. This could be the best Saxe team they've ever had, so come out and watch them, or watch us on GRS TV next Thursday night. Of course, it'll air the rest of the weekend and the next week, starting Friday of next week. So the game will be played Thursday night. 2nd and 8 coming for Royse City. 6.5 minutes and counting. But John, you made a good point earlier. North Garland's not quitting defensively. Boy, they're really playing hard. Ball's fumbled. This may be a late fumble. Is it live or late? They're going to say it's recovered by Royse City, it appears. So a live fumble. Let's see if we can get a replay on this. This could have been close to being a fumble. It's Martinez. Pretty good hole. Then he gets wedged. Like a sandwich there.
That ball's out.
Unless they blew the whistle prematurely, that looked like a fumble to me and John. We can't hear the whistle if the whistle went off, though. That'd be the only thing that killed it, besides the official mistake. Here goes that backup quarterback with a nice first down run to the North Garland 23 on 3rd down.
Oliver's a little bit quicker.
Tyler Oliver, yeah. Thank you, John. Couldn't remember the kid's name. Oliver with a nice pickup. So now they'll reset the chains and get a little more clock movement. 5:20 and ticking. North Garland's going to fall to 0-2, and Royse City off to a 2-0 start. They hadn't had a winning season in about 10-15 years, so there's going to be a lot of optimism in Royse City this coming week. Short gain on first down, about a yard. as they keep the clock moving. Bulldogs got to be nearing 400 yards rushing, although a nice play here by North Garland. Tackle for loss. See some of the North Garland fans getting into it in the stands down below. Third and 7 at the 21.
Scott, the offensive line for Royse City, can take a victory lap the way they've moved them off the ball all night with some big bust runs.
Yeah, some of those big runs were through huge holes. Quarterback keeper to the 16. That's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down. Fourth down coming. They're going to say 2 needed. Ball squarely on the 15.
We had a new cornerback in too, Scott, on that one. We had number 9.
Bulldogs are going field goal. This will be 32-yard attempt. Tough angle from the left hash for the right-footed kicker, Zane Mendoza. Ball down. A little bobble on the hold, but he got it down, and the timing was off. He missed right. A little bit of a bobble by the holder, and I think that threw off all the timing. So North Garland holds. We'll get the ball back one more time, trailing 34-14, 3:18 remaining. Let's see if the Raiders will go with the same starters or maybe put in some of the reserves here as they are getting the play on the sideline. Might be seeing some new folks in there.
Mendoza for Royse City is a nice all-around ball player. Does a little bit of everything. Plays a little linebacker, does a little kicking.
It's Aguilera and most of the starters back on offensively for the Raiders. First and 10 at their 20. 3:18 left in this ball game. Handoff went to Uzo Ibanama. He had nowhere to go. They're going to give him a -1 despite the forward progress at the 19, 2nd and 9. Stacked up from the get-go by Xavier Anderson. 2nd and 11 Raiders. Taking their time. It's pretty much over, and they know it. They're trying to get some practice in at this point. Again, Ibanama with the carry. He gets the yard back to the 20. It'll be 3rd and 10. North Garland led this game 7-6, then trailed 20-7, 20-14, and 7-6 was their only lead way back early in this ball game. Hung in there though, trailed just 20-14 at the half, and it's been Royse City 14-0 here in the second half. 14 points in the third quarter. Little mix-up in the backfield. Ball is taken away and returned for a Royse City touchdown. Zamian Anderson just took it away. There was some confusion on the handoff, and the ball popped up in the air. Anderson gathered it in and returned it for 6.
Just caught it mid-air, and then he made a house call.
He'll remember that one the rest of his life. Be telling the grandchildren someday, I scored a touchdown as a defensive lineman. Bulldogs will try and tack on the point after here, now leading by 26. Mendoza's kick is good. Timeout on the field, 1:47 left in this one. It's all Royse City, 41-14 over North Garland here on GRS TV. Well, Royce City is just a minute 47 seconds from being 2-0 on the year. North Garland will fall to 0-2, trailing 41-14 here late at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. Our opening weekend of football here on GRS TV. Glad you've come back for another year with us. We'll have games each of the next 2 Thursdays, and then district play will follow. Kickoff that goes out of bounds, penalty marker. North Garland will probably take the ball around the 30-yard line.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team, 5 yards will be added to the end of the kick. First down.
So they'll put it at the 35. We'll see if John Aguilera continues at quarterback. .431 yards for Royce City tonight, 381 on the ground. Dre Prox, 260 yards rushing. When you can control the ground, you can control the game, and Royce City has since the early go. Aguilera back at quarterback. Ibenama continues to run at tailback, and he takes the handout. Breaks one tackle, but then runs into a trio of Bulldogs. Also, there's a penalty marker. Procedure against North Garland, it was a 1-yard gain. See if Royce City just declines this. 4 turnovers, most in the second half against North
Illegal
Garland, has
formation.
hurt them tonight.
Offense, 5 men lined up in the backfield. That penalty is declined. Second down.
Royce City almost mistake-free, just 4 penalties, 40 yards, and no turnovers, 431 yards of offense. They do decline the penalty, 2nd and 9 as the clock restarts. We're under a minute and a half remaining. Aguilera in deep shotgun, a couple of backs. He'll hand it. Ibenama run out of bounds, about the 26. That'll stop the clock, although the clock is still running. Maybe they've got a running clock on. That should have stopped the clock, but we're now under a minute and ticking. Pretty good throwing night for Aguilera. Mostly short passes, but he's been fairly accurate. Ibenama on another carry. Aguilera 15 of 24 for 174. That's 62%. A couple of touchdowns and an interception. Looper and Barrett with 4 and 3 catches respectively. Trey Taylor in crunch time had 91 yards on 26 carries to lead the ground game. Like last week against Greenville, North Garland with a lot of offense. Just not enough defense as they give up a lot of passing yards last week to Greenville, and this week a lot of rushing yards. They got to get the defense figured out. Don't get me wrong, 14 points. They need more than 14 points, but they are moving the ball fairly well. As the final seconds come off the clock, North Garland will fall to 0-2. Royce City 2-0. John Welburn, your final thoughts on tonight? Pretty close game for a while.
It was the big plays by Royse City hurt North Garland. Number 2, Dre Prox was very impressive ball player tonight.
And then the defense for Royce City, good again like they were last week. That Elijah Yelverton, outstanding player defensively for Royce City. North Garland again has a lot to build on. Some pretty good offense tonight. They've got to figure out the defense though in the coming weeks, but that's what non-district play is for. Again, our final score, Royce City 41, North Garland 14. For John Welburn, I'm Scott Powell. For our entire crew from Homer B. Johnson Stadium, until next Thursday night when we have Mesquite and Saxe for you at 7 o'clock here on GRS television. So long, everybody.